And it's begun. My name is Una, and I'm here with Robin Abb of Smooth Transitions. Welcome, Robin.
Hello, Una.
Could you go through, could you just tell us a little bit more about your company and the area that you serve?
I'd love to. Actually, Smooth Transitions is a larger company. It's a licensee arrangement. So there's somewhere between 70 and 80 of us around the country. We've all been trained by the founder, a woman named Barbara Morris in Louisville, Kentucky. So my actual title for my business is Smooth Transitions Olympic Peninsula.
Okay.
One of the great things about buying into that company was it provided me with a fantastic logo, attachment to a website, colleagues that I could, communicate with, and of course, the training. So, it's been a wonderful experience doing it that way. I didn't have to reinvent the wheel to start being a senior move manager.
Yeah. Could you tell me what a day in the life of a move manager looks like?
The days you're working, I show up at the client's home, and it depends on what their needs are because I do so many different services. So I like to arrive though with a plan. And like yesterday, I interviewed with a new client and we discussed the plan to start for this week and which room we're going to start with and what we're going to need and so forth. So it really varies depending on the job.
Yeah, absolutely. I assume it can be very different from day to day.
Absolutely, yeah.
What the appeal?
Yeah.
If you have any formal training or certification, can you tell us a bit about that?
Well, the formal training was with Barbara Morris, as I mentioned, of Smooth Transitions. Yeah. And that was about almost 3 days of walking me through almost any scenario you can imagine and discussing it. Prior to that, though, I owned a consignment store in Colorado for 13 years. So I'd gotten used to helping people get rid of at least their clothes. Yeah. And I discovered the senior move manager industry through one of my consigners.
Okay.
I became one of her resources for a place to move her clients' things because unlike all the other consignment stores in Boulder County, where I was in Colorado, I was the only one that took vintage.
Ah.
And so I became a very good resource for those little old ladies, little cute hats and their mink stoles and their little wonderful jewelry and gloves. And I was fascinated by what this woman was doing. And I was getting tired of owning a store.
Yeah.
I was getting tired of Colorado. And it's snowing 9 months out of the year and wanted to go live somewhere else. So I wanted to get to the Pacific Northwest. And this seemed like a good industry to transition into.
Yeah.
But I had a lot of experience coming in a different way. So there you go.
Yeah. Very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That's an interesting move. What is the biggest stressor for your clients?
Time. Are they going to get, some clients do call you and tell you, I'm thinking about doing this next year. Yeah. And you're like, oh, good for you for thinking so far ahead. But more often it's, I need to move next week or in 2 weeks or 3 weeks. And they put it all off. And now they're under a stress of a deadline and it becomes a crisis mode. And, you really want to be able to calm them down and know you can help them. So that's the biggest stress, I would say.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What about on the opposite side? What do compliments from your happy clients sound like?
Oh my God, that's the best part for doing this. The praise is actually almost more valuable than, the money that you might make, because it's really wonderful to be told, I couldn't have done it without you. You are my Wonder Woman. I have been bragging about you to all my friends and neighbors and da-da-da. And the fact that so many of them actually almost want to adopt me. I have one woman I moved to San Diego who's really anxious for me to come down and visit her. You just don't get that in many other customer service businesses.
No, it's true.
Mm-hmm.
That must be really fulfilling. Those same customers that say, I need to move next Tuesday. Yeah. How do your clients hear about you?
I have to do almost no advertising. I'm listed in a couple of local resource books. I post flyers and on some bulletin boards, the post office and so forth. But the absolute majority of clients are getting my referrals from the realtors.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I'm really ecstatic about the fact that the realtors who keep referring me are some of the top realtors in the town.
That's great.
It makes me feel very appreciated.
Yeah. Well, you're doing something right when those professionals, those highly respected professionals, are sending you referral after referral, like repeat.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
That's great. So how has your MaxSold experience been so far?
God, it's fantastic. That's one of the reasons I was excited to do this interview with you, because it's become one of my favorite menu options for people. And I've actually made the decision to not even offer on-site estate sales anymore because I just prefer this. It's just easy.
That's really interesting. And your results are the same, if not better, using us, or like at least comparable
to an on-site sale. I think they're way better. Financially for the client, it may not be. It's 6 of one. I mean, really, as far as like how much they're going to make, they may make more on a few items that I sold at an on-site sale. But when you haul it off, it's got to be hauled off. So if you look at the total at the end, it was about the same financially, but it got rid of everything and it did it in a much more fast and efficient way. Yeah, less work. Oh my God, it's unbelievable the difference. And there's another senior move manager who's up here in this area I'm up in the Olympic Peninsula of Washington. So people aren't familiar with that area. It's fairly rural up here, but it's also a huge population of seniors. Yeah. Climate here is so much more moderate than you would think about when you think about Washington State, the Pacific Northwest. It doesn't snow here, or if it does, it's maybe like one day. We get a lot more sun than you realize, and it's just a really, really mild climate, which is nice. Back one of the reasons I wanted to move here from Colorado. It's such a moderate climate. Yeah. But again, very, very rural. So the fact that there was another senior move manager already here doing her thing, the first thing I did was reach out to her and let her know I was here, and I wasn't here to make her life harder. It was, let's be colleagues, let's be friends. There's enough of, the people who could use our services to go around. Yeah. And over the past 3 years since that I've been in business, she and I have definitely, referred to each other. Yeah. And one of the beautiful things is she is sort of the queen of the on-site estate sales here. Mm-hmm. She has got the email list. She has got the team. She's got it down. And I was leaning more towards this. So it's really been great for our separate businesses to be more clearly identified. Yes, make that balance. Exactly. If my client really wants an on-site estate sale, here is her number. And if she gets an interview for an estate sale and it's not enough for her because it's too small for what she's doing, here's Robin's number. As you know, at MaxSold is, you just need a number of things to make it at least worthwhile. Yeah. It's great when you get a big one, but sometimes a small one is just the ticket. Yeah. It's just what you need. It's just what you need. Yeah. Yeah. What do you think the biggest benefit that MaxSold has brought to your service? Well, that's an interesting question. I think it's bringing me more business. Really? I think if I go back to it, what did you all the realtors are referring me? Yeah. That's key. They're referring me because they want to get that house on the market. As fast as they can. As fast as they can. And they know that if I come in, I'm going to help this person make the choices of what they want to take, wherever it is they're going, help them pack if they need it, and help them make decisions, and then run the sale. And boom, when the pickup day is over, that house is empty. And it's ready for the cleaners to come in, and the next day it's on the market. And the realtors love that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's what I'm offering. More and more realtors are going, this is the way we see this happening quicker. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It's what a tremendous resource for them as well.
Exactly.
That's my role, just as an aside with MaxSold. Other than interviews, I'm the customer success person who deals with realtors and referrals. Yeah, at the end of the day, the value is in the property. They want all the stuff gone as quickly as possible.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. In your mind, what separates MaxSold from others out there?
Others meaning other on-site estate.
Yeah, other
options
for disposing of contents, let's say, or for
I know there's other online options out there, but I'm not familiar with any of them. So,
yeah.
And I
have options, Robin, like even just a normal estate sale. Like what's up? Like, I guess what separates us from in the same way, I guess what separates you from your other senior move manager who's there?
Well, okay, so when I present the option to a client, and because they want to have an estate sale, and I present it to them with the positives that number one, it will get rid of everything, 100%. I've had 100% sales with MaxSold more times than not. But even when I've had like one or two lots that didn't get bid on, all I do is the day of the pickup is make offers on it, and somebody takes it away, and I don't have to haul anything when it's over.
Yeah.
So that's number one. Number two is it casts a much wider net. And I've already now that I've done 14 of these auctions, I can confidently tell people, I've had people come from Seattle. I've had people drive down from Vancouver, Canada. I've had people come from Olympia, as well as the whole, Peninsula. They're driving over to pick up their lots. So it's casting a wider net. B is that the day of the pickup is the only day that people are.
I apologize.
The people are coming to pick up the things they've already paid for. As a 3-hour window versus having an on-site estate sale. It's my job to market it and get as many people there as possible. So all of a sudden you may have anywhere from a dozen to 100 people milling around you, and they're walking through the house. So I've got to have extra staff because of potential theft. I've got to bicker with people. Oh my God, I hate that when they sit there and they go, "You take a quarter for this item I've marked at 50 cents." I mean, I don't want to deal with them. I don't want to mess around. Second, and I'm supposed to collect and pay sales tax. The state of Washington does not make that easy. Yeah. So MaxSold takes care of all of that. So when I'm telling these people, well, they're like, well, when do I get my money? It's like, well, usually about 10 days after the estate sale is over, you will get a check less than 30% that MaxSold takes. It's just that simple. And, I advise them to not watch the estate sale. Well, it's live. Because I said, we'll depress them. It starts off at $1 and you're going to sit there and go, oh my God, don't watch it. Yeah. Because it's all going to change in that last hour of the last day. And when it's all said and done, you're just going to see a big final check and don't worry about it. Were you ready to let go of these things? So I'm going to jump ahead to a question you may ask me anyway and answer it, which is, what's the hardest part about doing a MaxSold auction? Yeah. And what it is it's managing their expectations. Yeah. If they go into this with something that they want to sell and they think it's really worth a lot, and they're not going to be happy if it comes in at way less, I have learned now to say to them that don't put it in the auction. Just don't. We got another way to sell it. I'll put it on Craigslist for you, or maybe find a consignment store, but let's not put it in. And as soon as I can tell them that, rather than trying to convince them it's going to get a huge amount, because I don't know, there's no way to know, then it's just easier. So managing their expectations is now my my big part of it. And as long as they're really cool about it, as long as they're like, I don't care, I just want it gone. Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes it's easier to think like I think most of the time you need to think of the entire, of what's happening with the entire sale as opposed to individual lots, let's say, individual items. Like think a big picture of everything that's listed in that final amount,
Exactly.
And then it seems to even, it evens itself out.
Because as I said, there's always stuff left over that you end up just hauling away or donating or whatever. And it's like, or you're going to decide, well, now I'm going to move it. And you got it going again with you. And it's like, what was the point of that? You were ready to let it go. And again, if it's got sentimental value to you, then don't sell it.
Yeah.
So.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, this is my last question, Robin. If this were to be a 30-second commercial to speak to your ideal clients about your service, what would that sound like? Oh,
well, my ideal client is, I really like working with the client versus an adult child of somebody who's already passed away. I love working with the senior.
Yeah.
And helping make decisions. I love helping take the stress off their shoulders and becoming their friend, their surrogate daughter. However, in fact, my tagline for my business is to think of Robin as the competent adult daughter you wished lived close by. I really like taking on that role and becoming their friend.
That's really lovely.
It's true. This is a great service to provide, and these people are so grateful, and it's true. If they're adult children, if they're calling me, it's because their adult children live in another state.
Yeah.
And they're busy. They can't drop everything and come to the Olympic Peninsula and spend a month trying to help their parents downsize.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Precious commodity time is.
Yeah. And I know I went over the 30 seconds, but the ideal client is somebody I can do it all for. I want to help them make the decisions, downsize, get them packed, age their house if necessary, and then do the auction. So if I can do all of that for them and really make it all just go, wow, fantastic.
Yeah. Then that's the perfect client.
Perfect client. And, yes, you're looking at probably a 2 to 3 week job.
Mm-hmm.
But you really get a chance to bond with those people, and I enjoy that.
Yeah. It sounds like it's just as much sort of a calling for you as it is an occupation, Robin.
Oh, no. Oh my God, you're so right. And because when people check in with me from Colorado or Texas or any of the places I've lived, and it's like, well, how are you? How's your work going? This is a new career for me.
Yeah.
I love it. I love what I do. I'm having a great time doing this. And MaxSold is just a wonderful addition to make it go smoother and easier, and it's a wonderful tool to have in my toolbox.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. Oh, and and also too my closet.
Very nice. Very nice.
That's such a fashion statement.
Love it.
Okay. All right.
Well, thank you very much for making the time.
All right. Take care. You have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. And you. Take care.